Yo. Big brother, we lost years, we can't get back. Big brother, life pulled us off the same track, brother. But the thing that made us brothers, time couldn't touch. Big brother, that's the bond that means this much, brother. Big brother, we lost years, we can't get back. Big brother, life pulled us off the same track, brother. But the thing that made us brothers, time couldn't touch. Big brother, that's the bond that means this much. 107 years older, the gap being the full. With the childhood and age terms of pull of different generations inside the same family, the bull. At atomic and the strangers by the full logical circumstance, he left for the army when I was 11, the 7-year balmy childhood I had with him compressed the army. Your memory stopping at 11, the Kwame feeling the watching them go, being the first real loss. I understood the specific albatross of the older brother's departure, the toss of the family center of gravity, the gloss of the household changing when Devin left. 8 years of letters and calls to theft, of real presence by distance, the cleft between the brother I knew and the deaf adult he was becoming without me watching. Big brother, we lost years, we can't get back. Big brother, life pulled us off the same track, brother. But the thing that made us brothers, time couldn't touch. Big brother, that's the bond that means this much. Big brother, we lost years, we can't get back. Big brother, life pulled us off the same track, brother. But the thing that made us brothers, time couldn't touch. Big brother, that's the bond that means this. He came back when I was 22, the return to somebody who was both the same and different. The turn of recognition being immediate, the earn every union of two people who had to earn their way back to each other through time and distance. The first hour was careful, the insistence, a shared history requiring some resistance of the years of absence, the persistence of the old rhythms breaking through eventually. By hour 3 we were talking like the potentially 20-year gap was a weekend. The mentally stored inventory of brotherhood, the gently accumulated knowledge of each other being intact underneath everything that had changed. The fact of the bond beating time resistant, the impact of the years apart being real but the compact, the brotherhood being deeper, divine laugh. Same laugh, 8 years in the same laugh. That was the whole reunion. Big brother, we lost years, we can't get back. Big brother, life pulled us off the same track, but the thing that made us brothers, time couldn't touch. Big brother, that's the bond that means this much. Big brother, we lost years, we can't get back. Big brother, life pulled us off the same track, but the thing that made us brothers, time couldn't touch. Big brother, that's the bond that means this much. Big brother, big brother, big brother, big brother. He came back when I was 22. He came back when I was 22. He came back when I was 22. Talk every week now, make up for lost time, the way adults do, imperfectly but consistently. Devon still laughs the same, I still recognize it. Before he finishes, that's the whole thing about a brother. Big brother, we lost years, we can't get back. Big brother, life pulled us off the same track, brother. But the thing that made us brothers, time couldn't touch. Big brother, that's the bond that means this much. Devon left when I was 11. Same laugh when he came back. 8 years apart. 3 hours to get back to where we were. Every week now.
The volcano doing dinner on Science Fair Day. The volcano doing dinner on Science Fair Day. The volcano doing dinner on Science Fair Day. The volcano on Science Fair Day. Volcano doing Science Fair Day.
The volcano didn't erupt on Science Fair Day. I stood behind it waiting in the worst possible way. The baking soda and the vinegar sat there refusing to react. The volcano didn't erupt and that is a fact. 3 weeks building the papier-mâché mountain. My mother and I at the kitchen table, the fountain of the ambition overflowing. The counting of the layers, the mountain anticipation. It looked correct. The research baking soda plus the direct application of vinegar would elect the foam dramatically. The effect I tested at home, it worked at home. At home in the kitchen, the foam climbed out of the crater like a poem of chemistry. The syndrome of the tester at home. Failure at the actual event is the factual gap between the controlled and the actual environment. The contractual promise of the kitchen chemistry did not survive the gymnasium. I poured the vinegar in the aquarium of the crowd watching the terrarium of the papier-mâché mountain, the auditorium. Quiet the judges with their clipboards. My mother in the back, the wards of the anticipation. anticipation, nothing. The chords of the nothing, the hordes of the crowd looking at me, looking at the volcano.
The volcano, the volcano, or interval science fair day. Volcano, or science fair day. The volcano.
I poured more vinegar, still nothing. I poured everything I had, the bluffing of the hopeful, the shuffling of the second container, the roughing up of the expectation, the judge a man, the patient. Documentation came over, he asked about the preparation. I explained the kitchen demonstration. He said temperature difference, gymnasium. It's colder than your kitchen. The aquarium of the reaction needs warmth to start. He pulled a hand warmer from his cart of judge supplies and held it near the heart of the crater. We waited, a small fart, a foam, then more, then the eruption. Late delayed the corruption of the timeline, the disruption of the planet instruction. The temperature matters, I got an honorable mention. The shadows of my expectations reassembled into something better. The real lesson, temperature matters.
The volcano, the volcano, the volcano, on science fair day. The volcano, on science fair day. The volcano, on science fair day. The volcano, on science fair day.
I tested the next project at 3 different temperatures. The amateur becomes a student. The nomenclature of the failure repurples the armature of the method. Test conditions matter. The volcano that didn't erupt made me a better scientist than any eruption would have. The list of control variable temperature exists. It's on the list now.
The volcano on science fair day. 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 The
3 weeks. The kitchen worked, the gymnasium didn't. The judge, the hand warmer, temperature matters. Honorable mention.
science fair day.
Everything I am came from somewhere real. Everything I am is what I've learned to feel comfortable with the whole unedited thing. Everything I am, that's what I bring.
Yeah. I spent years editing myself for rooms. The specific censorship of the presumed expectations, the consumed energy of self-management, the groomed version of myself for different contexts. The work version for professional subtext, the social version for the complex navigation, the group dynamics, the next version in the previous version, and the version I wanted to be, the conversion of the raw material of who I am through the immersion and expectation, the subversion of the authentic by the appropriate. I don't blame myself for it. The moderate wisdom of learning to read rooms, the adequate social intelligence, being the corporate reality of a world with other people in it. But the cost was the infinite accumulation of the gap, the definite wearing down of the energy, the infinite subtraction of the man itself. Think I'm the actual one
from somewhere real. Everything I am, everything I am is what I've learned to feel. What I learned to feel comfortable with the whole unedited thing. Everything I am, that's what I bring.
Soul sample pitched up to something accepted. The warmth of the register being the reflecting of a man who came to terms, the collecting of all the versions into one, the intersecting of the edited and the actual into something unified. I come from where I come from, the dignified carrying of all of it, the amplified pride of the full origin, the clarified understanding that everything about the origin was the education, the margin of the unconventional path being the origin of the specific intelligence. No curriculum design, the neighborhood, the family, the incline, plane of the difficult years, the refined by 5 version of wisdom, the recline into the specific man who stands here now. Everything I am, the whole thing, all of it somehow, all of it together making something coherent. The self-acceptance not being the adherent to the comfortable but the reverent acknowledgement of the full and the
Everything I am came from somewhere real.
Everything I am
is what I've learned to feel.
What I've learned to feel.
Comfortable with the whole unedited thing. Everything I am, that's what I bring.
Stop editing at 34, not perfectly, but enough to feel the difference. The room either accepts the full thing or it doesn't. The rooms that do are the only rooms worth being in.
Everything I am came from somewhere real.
Everything I am,
everything I am is what I've learned to feel.
What I've learned to
feel with the hunger, unintended thing.
Everything I am,
that's what I bring.
Years of editing for rooms. Stop at 30. Start at 34. Not perfectly. To take the full thing of the holy rooms work.
Everything I am.
The whole inventory. Well, I'm not even that day.
First love, you never fully leave. First love, the feeling you can still retrieve after all the years and all the complicated roads. First love, you still carry all her codes. First love, you never fully leave. First love, the feeling you can still retrieve after all the years and all the complicated roads. First love, you still carry all her codes.
I remember exactly where I was the first time I heard it. The specific sublime of the recognition, the paradigm shifting in real time. The rhyme scheme of somebody's brain visible through the speaker and landing in mind a seeker. And me finding it found the bleaker parts of the weak suddenly weaker against the specific power of the thing. 14 years old, the offering of a borrowed tape, the suffering of the weak made navigable, the buffering between me and the world becoming music. I gave everything to it, then acoustic and the electric, both the producing of responses in me that they introducing. If anything else hadn't produced first love, is that the glove of the perfect fit, the shove of recognition, the dove of the feel and finding its home.
First love, you never fully leave. First love, the feeling you can still retrieve after all the years and all the complicated road. Yo, first love, you still carry all her codes. First love, you never fully leave. First love, the feeling you can still retrieve after all the years and all the complicated road. Yo, first love, you still carry all her codes.
I drifted from it for years, the adult complications of taste and the result of exposure to more. The catapult of the wider world making the cult of the original seem smaller. I was wrong. The wider world showed me the long tradition of what the original will belong to. The history it prolonged and transformed the specific branch of a tree with deep roots. The ranch of the tradition being enormous. The stanch of the original being strengthened. The staunch return to it, carrying more understanding. You can't love something fully. The landing of real appreciation demanding the context, the expanding knowledge of what you love, making you love it deeper. I came back to the first love as a keeper of the tradition, the sleeper in me reawakened the steeper path of the real fan being the informed one.
First love, you never fully leave. First love, the feeling you can still retrieve after all the years and all the complicated road. First love, you still carry all her code. First love, you never fully leave. First love, the feeling you can still retrieve after all the years and all the complicated road. First love, you still carry all her code.
14 years old, borrowed tape, the whole world rearranged. Drifter came back knowing more love than deeper. First love never leaves, it just waits for you to come back, ready to hear it fully. And you to come back, ready to hear it fully. First love, ready to hear it fully. You to come back, ready to hear it fully. 14 years old, borrowed tape, the whole world rearranged. Drifter came back knowing more love than deeper. First love never leaves, it just waits for you to
First love, you never fully leave. First love, the feeling you can still retrieve after all the years and all the complicated road. First love, you still carry all her code. First love, you never fully leave. First love, the feeling you can still retrieve after all the years and all the complicated road. First love, you still carry all her codes.
14 borrowed tape, drifter came back, loved it deeper. The second time, first love waits. Always.
Yeah. My own curriculum, built it from scratch. My own curriculum. What the classroom couldn't catch, real education happens after the bell. My own curriculum, know this system well.
I graduated immediately, started over. The diploma being the end of the program, the closer of one chapter and the opener of the question. Now what do I actually know? The exposure of the gap between the credential and the competence, being the specific and humbling sentence of early professional life defense between what I've been taught in the dense reality of application. I've been trained to perform education, the explained and repeated information, the obtained answers to the asked questions, the contained universe of the curriculum being the whole territory. I've been mapping the freeing discovery being that the territory, the seeing of what was actually out there, the agreeing of the map and the land required a different approach.
My own curriculum, built it from scratch. My own curriculum, what the classroom couldn't catch. Real education happens after the bell. My own curriculum, I know this system well. Curriculum, know this system. My own curriculum, I know this system well. My own curriculum.
Yeah, the piano loop pitched up to something hopeful. The soul of the original preserved, but the whole register lifted. The emotional pole shifted toward the possible, the full brightness of the pitched up sample being the crux of philosophy made audible. Seeing the material is something to transform, agreeing with it enough to use it freeing it from its original context into something new. That's the self-education theory too. Take what's given, the residue of the formal training being the glue that holds the self-built structure together. I'm not anti-institution, the weather. I'm not formal training being the tether to real knowledge requiring the weather of application to find out. The classroom gave me language to sprout, of curiosity to devour. Practice of the question, the cloud of what I did with it after is the curriculum. Yeah. After is the curriculum. Piano loop alone, bass on one organ, stab, warm snare too. I still read every day, still take classes sometimes. The curriculum never ends, just changes teachers. The best teacher I ever had was the work itself. My own curriculum, still being written. Yeah, my own curriculum, built it from scratch. My own curriculum, what the classroom couldn't catch. The real education happens after the bell. My own curriculum, I know this system well. I know this system well. I know this system well. Yeah, my own car. Ba-da-da-da, bon-on-car. Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-da, bon-on-car. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Graduated, started over immediately. The gap between credential and competence built the next education from scratch. Still reading every day. Never finished now.
Love letter to New York. Pride of urban upbringing. Universal City Pride Anthem. Target length.
Yeah,
New York. Alright.
New York raised me, everything I am came from these streets. New York raised me, the city's rhythm is my heartbeats. New York raised me, everything I am came from these streets. New York raised me, and New York made me free.
The A train at 6 a.m. going downtown. The specific education of the subway, the renown of a city that teaches you everything but gown. Of urban intelligence that comes from uptown to downtown. In 40 minutes watching everybody, I learned to read a room from a crowd, the body language of a million strangers, the somebody watching you, awareness of the city, the nobody gives you anything. Truth of New York, arriving early. The bodega at the corner of my block, the surly morning energy of a city that doesn't do the performative cheerfulness of elsewhere. The true directness of the New York face being the most honest communication I've ever encountered. The toast of the city being its absolute refusal to coast on niceties when the truth is available. The most efficient education in human nature costs a metro card.
New York raised me. New York raised me, everything I am came from these streets. New York raised me, the city's rhythm is my heartbeat. New York raised me. New York raised me, everything I am came from these streets. New York raised me. New York made me free.
The soul sample underneath is somebody's memory of the same city in a different decade. The remedy of the sample being this compression of history, the testimony of a sound that carries the city's biography. Every barrel has its own frequency. The harmony of the fire being the actual New York, the ceremony of the barrel pride being the real patrimony of the city kid, the matrimony. A place and person being the deepest bond there is. I carry the Bronx and everything I do, the fizz of the city's energy being the specific quiz. I pass by surviving here, the biz of New York being that it prepares you for everything else. Every room outside New York, I've walked in the delves into easy mode by comparison. The shelves of difficulty being stacked higher here, the delves of pressure producing the specific diamond of the city kid. Soul sample alone, bass walks, kick drop, vinyl hard. Vinyl hard. I've been to other cities' beautiful places. None of them felt like mine, the faces of New York being the faces I learned to read. The city raised me, everything else is practice. New York raised me, everything I am came from these streets. New York raised me, the city's rhythm is my heartbeats. New York raised me, everything I am came from these streets. New York raised me. New York made me free. A train at 6 a.m. The bodega corner. 5 boroughs. The soul sample carrying the city's biography. New York raised me. Everything else is practice.
Bender on Union Avenue with 3 on a Thursday. The auto down. Bender on Union Avenue with 3 on a Thursday.
The fender bender, when Union Avenue with 3 on a Thursday. Nobody was hurt, the worst was the weight of the first say of the insurance formation. My uncle handling it right, the fender on Union Avenue, how adults managed at night. I was in the back seat when it happened, the sudden stop, the sadden, metal sound, the madden, brief confusion, the gladden, relief, everyone find a line of the events after is the mind of the education. My uncle, the spine of the situation, got out calmly. The Psalmy composure of the adult handling, the actual, the paneling of the door bent slightly, the channeling of the situation into the procedural. He and the other driver, the usual exchange. Are you hurt? Are you hurt? Good, okay. The desert of the drama avoided the converted accident into the administrative insurance cards, the creative problem of the memory. He kept his in the glove box, the adept preparation of the prepared adult. The result, 20 minutes information exchange, the range of the interaction contained. He got back in the strain, normalcy of the drive home. He said everyone was fine, that was the whole speech.
Bender on Union Avenue. On the
What I watched from the back seat, how he moved, the discreet efficiency of the non-panic, the feat of the control, the complete absence of the raised voice. The other driver was agitated, the depriver of the calm was the other man. My uncle's plan was visible in real time. Let him talk, don't climb into his energy. The mime of the patient, the paradigm of the de-escalated, the agitated of the driver, frustrated, loud. My uncle understated, documentation on the aid, graduated to the administrative before the emotional, the devotional act of the calm and the notional, storm the promotional material of the competent edo. I fail it without knowing I consult it later, stay in the administrative, the comparative calm beats the agitation every time. The crime scene managed by the composed, the fender bender on Union Avenue with 3 on a Thursday. The fender bender on Union Avenue with 3 on a Thursday. Yeah, he had the insurance card in the glove box. I stayed with me, the locks of the prepared, the box of the ready, the paradox of the boring preparation that makes the actual situation havable. My documentation is current, every registration, every card in order. I've been in 2 fenders since the border of the panic met the recorder of the administrative in order. Check injuries, cards exchange, the range of the uncle's lesson, the strange gift of the backseat vanish, the exchange on Union Avenue Thursday, the glove box, the fender bender on Union Avenue and 3 on a Thursday. The fender bender on Union Avenue and 3 on a Thursday. And they wanna fly, on the fly, on the fly, on the fly, on the fly. And they wanna fly, on the fly, on the fly.
at 3 on a Thursday.
When no one's watching, that's the real you standing there. When no one's watching, that's the character laid bare. The public version, anybody can construct. When no one's watching, is where the truth gets touched.
Yeah, I've been watching the gap between the public and private. Self of people I admire, the vivid contrast of the performed version, the livid mismatch of the stage and the behind it. The inspiration being in the consistency of the rare ones, the efficiency of character being its uniformity across context. The majority of people are different in each room they enter. The calibration being the center of their social intelligence. The winter and summer of their personality. The mentor version for the young and the competitive version for peers. I spent years trying to collapse the gears between my versions, the tears and the fabric of consistent character. The shears of context cutting me
no one's watching, that's the real you standing there. When no one's watching, that's the character laid bare. The public version, anybody can construct. When no one's watching, is where the truth gets touched.
Yeah. The soul horn pitched up to something bright and searching the specific quality of a sample reaching the original transformed by the teaching of the pitch shift of beseeching brightness of the higher register, carrying the question of the production of you, the variant version or the consistent one, the marrying of the public and private, the carrying of the same self across all the rooms. My grandmother used to say the blooms of character are in the private moments, the tombs of integrity being built in the glooms of the unobserved choice. She was talking about faith, but she was really talking about the wraith of the performed self versus the safe arrival of the actual one, the chafe of the gap being its own punishment. Yeah, horn stab alone, bass on the kick.
Won't understand too. 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 Won't understand too.
I still catch the gap sometimes, the different versions showing up in the room where I think it matters. How I'm perceived, I notice it now at least. The noticing is the work. When no one's watching, that's the measure.
When no one's watching, that's the real you standing there. When no one's watching, that's the character laid bare. The public version, anybody can construct. When no one's watching, is where the truth gets touched.
Yeah. My grandmother said about faith, she meant character, the private choice. Yeah. When the unobserved moment, when no one's watching, still working on the gap.
Knows everything that ever happened here. The corner holds the names of everybody who was near. For 30 years of lives, the corner witness hold. The corner knows, the corner has a soul.
Yeah. The corner of Lenox and 138, the specific intersection of the community's weight, enlightening simultaneously the state of a place that has absorbed 30 years of fate and circumstance and celebration and loss. Old Raymond on the bench is forever the boss of the corner's institutional memory, the gloss of his knowledge being the specific moss of a man who stayed when others left. He remembers the grocery store, the bereft, Empty lot, it became the theft of the neighborhood center, the cleft between the before and after. Visible lonely to people who were here for both. The lonely knowledge of the long-term resident, the only continuous thread through the holy and unholy history of the block.
The corner knows everything that ever happened here. Oh yeah. The corner holds the names of everybody who was near. Everybody here. For 30 years of lives, the corner witness hold. Oh yeah. The corner knows. The corner has a soul.
The soul guitar underneath is the organ of the community's memory, the Morgan of the tradition, organ drone sustaining under everything like the Morgan of the place itself, the continuous note of a location that persists through the remote control of gentrification and the devoteedness of the long-term residents, the rote knowledge of the corner being irreplaceable. Keisha grew up here, the traceable arc of a life being the embraceable whole of what the corner means, the placeable specific of a person shaped by a particular intersection. She left for college, the correction of trajectory being the direction. The corner celebrated the perfection of the send-off being the community's pride. She came back every summer, the tide of the real relationship between a person and a place, the wide river of belonging running even when you're on the other side.
The corner knows everything that ever happened here. The corner holds the names of everybody who was near. For 30 years alive, lives the corner witness hold. The corner knows. The corner has its own. The corner knows everything that ever happened here. Everything that ever happened here. It holds the names of everybody who was near. Everybody who was near. 30 years alive, the corner witness hold. The corner knows. The corner has a soul.
Raymond still on the bench. Keisha comes back every summer. The grocery store lot has a new building now. The corner absorbed that too. 30 years of witness. The corner knows, still knows.
The corner knows everything that ever happened here. That ever happened here. The corner holds the names of everybody who was near. Everybody who was for 30 years alive. The corner witness hold. The corner knows. The corner has a soul.
Raymond from 38, Raymond on the bench, Keisha. Every summer. The grocery store lot, 30 years. The corner absorbed all of it. Still no. Still no.
Sunday morning call. Same time every week. Sunday morning call. Oh, the voice that I still seek. Whoa, everything is complicated and unclear. Oh, Sunday morning call. If anything I need to hear.
Yeah, my mother calls at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Has for years, the consistency of it being the specific years of the family's calendar. The peers of the week measuring themselves against the gears of Sunday morning. I've been in different cities, different countries, different committees of obligation and adventure. The city's changing, but the 10 a.m. being the frequencies that don't. She asks about the week in her specific way, not the surface version, the okay. How are you, or the social call, the gray area of the real question underneath. Okay, but are you really okay? The specific intelligence of a mother's terrific. Antenna for the unspoken, the prolific data she processes from the horrific. Tiny information of how I say the first 3 words.
Sunday morning call. Sunday morning call. Yeah. Same time every week. Same time. Sunday morning call. Sunday morning call. The voice that I still see. When everything gets complicated and unclear. Sunday morning clear. Sunday morning call. Sunday morning call. The only thing I need to hear.
The gospel piano pitched up to something tender. The choir underneath being the
gender, less warmth of the communal, the rendering of the spiritual and sound, vendor of something that asks nothing and gives everything. That's the call, the offering of unconditional attention, the buffering of the week's difficulty by the suffering. Adjacent understanding of someone who loves you completely. I don't deserve it fully. The view of myself being more complicated, the residue of the weeks where I could have done better. The cue of her consistent presence being the actual sermon. She never preaches the German efficiency of love being the permanent presence, the affirmed by showing up version of faith in a person. I try to be worthy of the Sunday call by being honest in it, saying when I fall. She already knows, always the call. It's the place where I don't have to build a wall. Sunday morning call, Sunday morning call. Same time on y'all, same time every Sunday week. Morning call, Sunday morning call. Voice that I still see when everything gets complicated and unclear. Sunday morning call, Sunday morning call, Sunday morning call. The only thing I need to hear. Yeah. 10 a.m. every Sunday. For as long as I can remember. 10 a.m. every call. She asks about the week, I tell her the real version. She already calls. And she already knew the call is where the wall comes down. Sunday morning, same time, the only constant I need. Sunday morning call, Sunday morning call. Same call, y'all. Same time, Sunday morning call, Sunday morning call. The voice that I still see when everything gets complicated and unclear. Sunday morning call, Sunday morning call, Sunday morning call. The only thing I need to hear. Oh, yeah. 10 a.m. she asked the real question in the first 3 words. I tell her the truth. She already knew. Every Sunday, the constant. Sunday morning call. Sunday morning call.
The light in you changes how the whole room looks. The light in you rewrites all the open books. I've been searching my whole life for this specific thing. The light in you, that's everything. Hey, I used to think love was a transaction, the balance, she the giving and receiving, the tally, account of who owed what, the calloused approach to intimacy that comes from the tally, failures of the unprepared heart, the light, and Vanessa dismantled all of that, the bright, particular intelligence of a presence, the right, angled honesty is somebody who sees you in the light of what you actually are and stays anyway, that's the rarer gift, the overlay, of real knowledge on real acceptance, the way she holds both simultaneously, the delay of judgment being permanent, not provisional. I've been carrying a divisional understanding the love is contractional, the negotiated settlement, the seasonal, one for the conditional. She showed me something different, the unconditional doesn't mean the uncritical, the devotional doesn't mean the unexamined, the notional becomes the actual when you're with somebody who sees clearly and stays anyway.
The light in you changes how the whole room looks. The light in you rewrites all the open books. I've been searching my whole life for this specific thing. The light in you, that's everything.
The soul sample pitched up to something brighter. The specific warmth of the chipmunk register, lighter than the original, but carrying the same fire. Tighter in the high frequencies, the igniter of a different emotional temperature. That's what love does to the aperture of how you see everything. The latitude of daily life rewritten. The temperature of Tuesday morning different because she's in it. The coffee tasting better the minute. Details of the come-do containing it within them. The infinite particular shared experience accumulating into something that resists be articulating, but demands it anyway. The celebrating of the specific, the commemorating of the ordinary, because it's extraordinary with the right person. I'm not a poet by training, the coercion of the feeling in the language being the excursion, and in the territory that humbles the immersion, and the attempt being the whole point, and the attempt being a whole room one.
The light in you changes how the whole room. The light in you rewrites all the open books. I've been searching my whole life for this specific thing. Light in you, that's everything. 7 years of waking up next to the same light. and it still catches me off guard sometimes. That's the thing about real love, it stays surprising. The light in you, still the whole room. Yeah. The light in you changes how the whole room looks. Oh, 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 oh. The light in you rewrites all the open books. Oh, oh, oh. I've been searching my whole life for this specific thing. The light in you, that's everything. 7 years, oh, still catches me off guard. The light in you rewrites everything. That's the whole story. Night shift at 9 a.m., then the real work starts. Night shift at 9 a.m., that's where the building starts. Two lives running parallel until one takes over. Night shift at 9 a.m., getting closer, getting closer.
The register closes at midnight and my notebook opens. The specific schizophrenia of two vocations, the tokens of the real life and the dream life, the broken into half schedule of somebody who hasn't spoken the dream out loud enough to make it the only thing. The fluorescent lights of the closing shift, the ring of the final customer, the sting of the mop on the floor, the offering up a physical body to the necessary before the intellectual takes over. The temporary discomfort being the fee for the extraordinary hours between midnight and 4. The visionary work happen in the back booth of the break room. My manager Marcus, the same break room. For 12 years, the same bloom. A resignation visible, the same perfume of the settled life. I respect Marcus, he chose his stability deliberately and practical loves. Who chased the thing, the radius of our ambition, creating the hazardous schedule of the double life.
Night shift to 9 a.m., oh yeah. Then the real work starts, then the real work starts. Night shift to 9 a.m., oh yeah. That's where the building starts, that's where the building starts. Two lives running parallel, yeah, yeah. Until one takes over, yeah. Night shift to 9 a.m., getting closer, getting closer.
Yeah, the soul sample pitched up to something urgent. The bright frequency of the early morning emergent. Light coming through the window, the convergent lines of the two lives getting closer, the insertion.
Dream gaining on the obligation daily.
I track the gap, the bailing out of the night shift, growing more available. The building thing becoming more sustainable. The numbers shifting in the direction of the possible. 3 years of the parallel life, the possible dream becoming the actual, the plausible arrival of the thing I've been building, the impossible timeline of second pressing into reality. The morning after the last night shift, the finality of the choice being anticlimactic, the nationality of the dream becoming the actuality without ceremony, just a notebook open in daylight.
So sample alone. Bass drops warm, kick on one horn accent. Oh yeah, yeah.
The last night shift was a Tuesday in March. Handed in a uniform, walked out at 9 a.m. until the morning I've been building toward. The dream didn't announce itself, it was just Tuesday.
Night shift to 9 a.m. Then the real work starts, then the real work starts. Night shift to 9 a.m. Oh, that's where the building starts, that's where the building starts. Two lives running parallel, until one takes over. Night shift to 9 a.m. Getting closer, getting closer. Yeah.
3 years of midnight notebooks last year. Tuesday, March handed in a uniform. Walked in the morning, just Tuesday. The dream was already running.
Yeah. Oh yo, yo, well, yo. I couldn't swim at 11. I lied about it for a year. I couldn't swim at 11, and I lied about it for a year. I couldn't swim at 11, and I lied about it for a year. I couldn't swim at 11, and I lied
couldn't swim at 11, and I lied about it for a year. Said I didn't feel like it, said the water was cold in here. Watched from the edge while everyone else did what I couldn't do. The deep end at 11 taught me something true. The public pool on Jerome opened every June, and I stood at the edge like a cartoon of the scared kid pretending to choose not to swim. The excuse rotated too cold, ear infection just ate the elaborate architecture of the late pretender. The gate of the pride shutting the truth out. The state of the non-swimmer at 11 is invisible to everyone except the other non-swimmers. We found each other at the edge. The sound of our shared silence, the profound agreement not to discuss what was around the edge of our conversations. I told my mother that was the negotiations beginning. She found a Saturday program at the rec center. Beginners 8 weeks. The mentor was a woman named Diane who'd invented a way of explaining water that centered the thing I was actually afraid of, not drowning, loss of control, the shove of the unknown medium. She named it, naming it, changed it. I couldn't swim at 11, and I lied about it for a year. I couldn't swim at 11, and I lied about it for a year. Week 4, I floated without holding a wall. Week 6, I made it across the shallow end. The call of the deep end was still across a hall of distance. I couldn't cross the small victory of the shallow end was real and insufficient. The deal I made with Diane was the deep end by the final week. Week 7, she walked the technique. Through once more, week 8, the creak of the fear at the edge. She didn't speak, just waited. I went and waited. By 11 years of the hated lie, went in and I made it across. Nothing dramatic, just me, the water, the automatic kick. I learned the pragmatic delivery of the acrobatic. Fear defeated, I touched the wall. She said, there it is, that's all, that's all. The whole lesson in 4 words. There it is, 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 there it is. Stab alone, bass on 1 kick, hard vinyl snare 2. I went back to the Jerome pool that July. Did not stand at the edge, did not lie. Got in the same water as every July before it. Did for me the alibi, gone the ear infection, retired. The cold water hired as the new normal. Diane inspired. One summer that expired. Excuse, there it is. There it is.